And my topic for today for this live, it's empowering words that can skyrocket your business. Empowering words that can skyrocket your business. It doesn't matter what kind of business type you're involved in. Most of these words goes for every type of business. Yeah, you know, because every time, for example, it's a question now I just want for you to think about, because sometimes there are certain things we do, we don't really think about them. For every time that you finish your presentation, your sales presentation, like you meet someone, you're presenting your business opportunity, your product or your services. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. For every time, like you finish presenting your business opportunity or product to someone, have you ever tried to kind of sit back and reflect on the outcome of that particular presentation, like the decision the buyer or your potential customer or client take? Have you ever sit down and reflect on the outcome of it and try to relate it to your presentation? And also, have you ever tried to analyze the effect of some of those words that you use when you are doing your presentation, whether it's for your business or your business opportunity or product or services? And have you tried to reflect again the outcome of that, like after you've analyzed those words, the words that you use? Yeah, even though sometimes we can use words that seems to be okay, that seems to be normal, but sometimes they can have a great effect on our business. So if, for example, you've been experiencing negative feedbacks from your potential customers or clients, or maybe business partners after you finish your presentation, because most of the time you may want to sit back and reflect on some of those small words, because most of the time some of those small words can even be very, very deadly for our business. So this is what I'm going to concentrate on today. Those words, and then I'll focus on the empowering words that is very, very beneficial for our business, just like the I have on the topic. So when you show your sales presentation, it is very, very important that never to use the words if and think. If or think. I touched on that in one of my recent Facebook Live, just quite recently. Yeah. So when you just started when I just started in this profession, whenever I finish my sales presentation, like when I'm showing somebody presenting my product or services or business opportunity to someone, I always end up with this particular sentence: if you like this product, you may want to think about getting a hold of it today. If you like this product, you may want to think of getting a hold of it today. This was the sentence I always use. But most of the time, when I finish my presentation and everything, most of the outcome is always negative. And at some point, I started to get frustrated and think, but the presentation went fine. It built okay, and for me, I thought it was really, really great. So what I did was I started to do research on how to present your products for network marketing, how to do your presentation. Then my main focus was I was trying to see what exactly I was really doing wrong in this presentation. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you so much. You're very welcome this evening. So I was trying to see what I was really doing very wrong in this presentation, because sometimes you will think that things is going on, you did great, but the outcome is not what you expected. So this can really cause some frustration. So this is the frustration I was going through that really led me to start to do research on what exactly I was doing wrong. And finally, what I find out and what I learn is that these two particular words that I used to use, like, if you like this product, you may want to think about getting it today. So these two particular small words, the if and think, even though we see it as a small words, it have great significance on our business. Yeah, so that's what I learned, that these two words, they can be very, very deadly. If and think, it's the reason why it can be very deadly, it's a fear-based words that can cause your potential buyer like to question whether or not they really want to close the deal with you, because it's a fear-based words that already puts doubt in the minds of your potential customer or buyer. So instead of using words, this type of words, if or did, you may want to use words like, for example, when you finish your presentation, I believe, or you can also say, when you invest in this package, or you can also say, what did you like best about it, whether it's the product or your service or your business opportunity. So did you really notice the switch flip there? Because the language went from like questioning the sales of empowering the buyer to empowering the buyer to like invest in your product or to take active step to want to do business with you. So the if and the or think, they are like, they put doubts, and this can be negative for your business. But when you use positive words, this can empower your buyer to want to take action. Yeah, because every word that you say during your presentation, your sales presentation, you know, has to be like focus on the sales, and also opening up the relationship with that potential customer or client or buyer. Yeah, because the relationship aspect of it is very, very important. Because even though, for example, that your potential customer or buyer doesn't like take action at that particular moment, but the probability for them to even take action at a later date would be very, very high, because the words you use already has created a open relationship, and that open relationship can cause them to want to do business with you at a later date. Yeah, so most of the so in a sense, so whether they take even action at that moment or they take at a later date, already because of the words you use, already give them empowerment, give them positive thoughts and positive views about your product, your service, or your business opportunity. Hi Sharon, how are you this evening? You're very welcome. How are the kids doing, Kira? And how are you all? I hope you guys are doing fine this evening. Yeah. So like I was saying, it is very, very important to think about the words that we are doing. Yeah. The words that we are saying when presenting your product, your service, or your business to someone. Oh, that's great, Sharon. That's great. Yeah. So again, words plays a very, very great important role in this building the relationship, because building the relationship, actually your ultimate goal, you want to do business with this person. So whether you do it at that particular time or at a later date, it's very important to really make sure your words comes out right, so that you will empower your customer to think positively about what you are presenting to them. Here are my top 5 like closing and opening phrases I normally use when I do presentation, when I present to someone. When I finish my presentation, before I really end it, my first question I ask, the first thing I do was any of these 5. I normally changes them. It depends what I'm presenting at that moment. Yeah, I normally say let's recap is one of the things I always say, or sometimes I used to say let's summarize, or you can also use let me tie this all together for you. Or you can also say, or you can also say, with that being said, do you have any questions? Or you can also use, the one I always use most of the time is, what did you like best about it? Whether it's your product or your services or your business opportunity. Because again, these things already create positive thoughts in your in the minds of your potential buyer, customer, or client. Of course, I know maybe most of you will be thinking, do I have to use all of them at once? No, you don't have to use all of these 5 phrases that I just mentioned at once. You can choose one of them, flip them around to see, okay, what your presentation is about, which one really suits as that presentation. Then you can end up with that, with one of these phrases at a time. Yeah, because you can just like use anyone like to sum up your entire presentation for the customer, for your customer, the person that you are presenting to, because this is a closing strategy that that brings all of your presentation together, what you've been presenting. And so if you don't like have a recap after you finish your presentation, you often lose the point in in the mix of your conversation with your potential customer or clients. So it is very, very important that before like doing your presentation, you want to sit down, really think about your presentation, like write down a bullet point that the main point that your presentation is about. Yeah, and it is very, very important that because this key points like going to like summarize or recap or maybe tie everything together for your potential buyer or customer or business partner. So that's why it's very important to have your main points written down, because when you finish, these are the main points you're gonna tie together. These are the main points you're gonna recap or summarize together as well. Yeah, so it is it's a very, very great way like to transition your customer, your business opportunity. Good evening, Elena. How are you? Good evening, Ginger. You're very welcome. Hi, Alicia. You're also very welcome this evening. You're all very welcome. Yeah, and it is a great way to transition from your presentation to your close. Yeah, and no matter what you are selling, no matter whom you are like presenting your product to, or your service or your business opportunity, this is a way that you use to end up to transition your sales for your customer. And for me, I highly suggest, like, if you've been experiencing difficulty in your business, I highly suggest that you try to like record every single presentation that you do, so that you can listen to have afterwards. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. So that you can listen to afterwards and hear yourself, the way you sound, the words that you use. And this will help you to be able to like determine how effective you were in not only like tying all of your points together, tying everything together, but it also helps you to see which positive words, which positive keywords that you use in your presentation. Yeah, and really believe me, after you've done this like for a few times, you will definitely pick up on like everything that you said on your presentation, yeah, that have like jeopardized your sales or your relationship with the potential customer or client. This will definitely help, because before when I find out about this, I wanted to really realize, make sure it's true. I started recording my presentation, and I find out that most of the words I use, because when you are talking, you don't really pay attention to the words coming out, and it's not everything that you will remember or you will recall what you talk or what you discuss with your potential customer or client or buyer. So that's why when you record, you can Good evening, Angela. How are you this evening? So when you record it, you can always like go back to it and use that as a as a help aid or tool for you to really reflect back and see, okay, how does this word sound, or which words do I use that maybe can have a negative impact on my sales, or maybe which word do I use that really bring out the best or empowering my potential customer or clients. So this will help you to know exactly which words you want to focus on all the time when doing your presentation. Good evening, Angela. Good evening, Angela. How are you this evening? You're very welcome. Yeah. So I have a tip that will really help you what you want to be thinking of all the time when doing your presentation. You always want to be using empowering, encouraging words to transition into your close, such as words like with all that being said, or you can also have this let's recap, or let's summarize, or let me tie this together for you, or what best did you like about it. That is, can be your product, your service, or your business opportunity. Oh, we are doing fine. We are doing fine. The family is doing very fine. I mean, Angela. And how are you as well in the family? I hope you guys are doing okay. Yeah. And when you do this, have this empowering thoughts in your mind all the time when you're going to do your presentation. This will help your potential customer or client to know that you are preparing for your closing and you are confident in what you have just presented to them. And this is also like, good evening, Bill. How are you this evening? I hope you are doing fine. And this is very important, because when you have empowering words, empowering phrase in your presentation, it will help to empower your customer or potential buyer to really take action, to really see that you are confident in what you're doing, you know what you're doing, you know what you're saying, you know your products, you know your service, you know your everything about what you said to them. There is no doubt about it. But again, the words that we use will determine how your potential customer or client or buyer, that is the person you're presenting to, the person that you're thinking most probably will start to buy your product, or will want to buy your service, or will want to or will want to join you in your business. These are the potential, because you see a potential that they will, even though they've not. That is what it meant, the potential. Yeah. So it's very important to think of this as well. Good evening, Kelvin. How are you this evening? You're very welcome. So you want to think about this word. When you begin to do this, actually, that is why I said, let me bring this topic, because when I change this sentence, these two words I was using, if and think, and I replace it with positive phrase, I notice my business changes drastically. So whether I'm writing to someone, or whether I'm on the phone with them, or whether it's face to face, I always have this thought, this empowering thoughts in mind, that at some point it becomes part of you, even saying it without you even thinking about it. But for you to say it without even thinking about it, it's very important that you always think about it. You always have it in front of you. You always try to use it in every presentation. Even though sometimes, let's say you're not presenting to anyone, you can even do like as if you are presenting to someone when you're home. Maybe you have a couple of minutes free time. Just do a quick presentation and end with those things. The more you rehearse, the more you do it, the more it becomes part of you, and the easier it will be for you to like use it in whatever you are doing, in whatever sales business or sales presentation you are doing. This works for every type of business. It's not only for network marketing, it works for every type of business. If even like you have a shop, someone comes into your shop, they want to buy something, they are looking, you're discussing, you've maybe tell them about the benefits of the product, You also want to ask them, oh, out of all what I've explained to you, what did you like best? Then it's like you're forcing, not like forcing, but in a way empowering the person to think positive, not negative. Because immediately you've just start that positive thinking, the negative will even though they will have negative, but they will focus more on the positive, and this will be a great difference for your business. Yeah, so this is what I have for you guys today. So if you find value in this, I would love for you to like, comment, and share with others so they too can benefit from this, because I know a lot of people are also struggling with this, because all the time I talk with a lot of people on business. Some ask for advice and whatever. So I'm not the only one who have been struggling with this. I know there are thousands and thousands of others who are struggling with this out there, whether you're in network marketing or whether you're in any kind of business. A lot of people, sometimes this is not the only problem that you can have in your business, but something like this, a small little thing, can make a big difference in your business. So you want to see, it's very important that you don't like lose focus even on the small things, only focus on the large things that can make a difference, because small little things can make a whole lot of difference in your business. That's why most of the time I try to look for small little things that people don't really focus on and make a difference for you. Yeah, so if you are struggling with your business, you have difficulty, maybe you want to start your own business, you really don't know what to do, or you don't know how to start it, you're very welcome to inbox me, to message me on Messenger, or you send me a message on my cell phone or my mobile phone. I will definitely reply to it, because I reply to every single message I get from my Messenger or my mobile. Email, I check my email, but most of the time it's like twice a day. I don't check it that often like I check my Messenger and my my message from my cell phone all the time. So you want to inbox me. And again, if we are not friends on Facebook, if you send me message on Messenger, I will not get it. The only way I can get it, because on Messenger, if we're not friends, you know that you will see a big button comes up. I don't know what kind of mobile device you're using. There is a big button that will say add as friend. Then you want to add me, then I will get your message. If you don't add me, then your message will go on the spam box. I don't check that one often. Not all the time I check it. Maybe sometimes after a day or two I check it. But if you want me to get your message immediately, you will want to do that. Yeah. And also, maybe if you are in a place like Australia or maybe New York, where the time difference is like 6 hours or more, then maybe when you send me message, if I don't reply, it can be that I'm sleeping, it's night. Yeah, so you will also want to remember that if I don't reply, this might be the reason, because I'm in Denmark, I'm in Europe, so you know the time difference all over the world is different. Some will have 5 hours or more, especially like US or maybe like in places like Australia or other parts of the world. So if you're in some of this area, it's just to notice the time difference. Yeah, so that will be, or maybe where I am at that moment, there is no Wi-Fi and no internet connection. This can maybe prevent me from reaching out to you if you message me on Messenger. But otherwise, I always reply instantly when I get the message. Yeah. So guys, I hope you find value from this. I thank you all who joined me this evening. Kelvin, Angela, Sharon, Bill, all of you that joined me this evening. I want to thank you all. Zulaib, Ginger as well. All of you that joined me this evening, I want to thank you guys so much. And I hope you guys got value from this. And I'll see you again tomorrow, the same time, same place, Facebook Live, a little after 8 o'clock. Because, you know, I have small kids. So most of the time I want to put them to bed. But right now my son just wake up. He is very quiet. But one of the twin girls, one of them, she's very loud. So I always make sure that they are fast asleep. Then I have like my peace and I can focus on what I'm doing. Yeah. So if I normally come between 8 and 9 every day, Mondays to Friday, with the exception of Thursday, yeah? And weekend I don't come on. Okay, so thank you all so much. I hope you guys, you have a lovely evening, and you have a lovely night as well, and see you guys tomorrow again. And it's bye for now.